back for part 3 of learning how to regulate your nervous system so you can get out of burnout. I really want to help people pleasers, perfectionists, and introverts break the burnout cycle, because I think these people are kind of being left behind in the way that our culture operates. And I think when people learn how to regulate their nervous systems out of a state of chronic stress, the world is going to be massively better place. I myself have been a people pleaser for many years, too long, and it is something that I'm working on. So I'm sharing my journey along the way of healing from that and getting out of a season of burnout. So today's tip is to reassess where you are putting your self-worth. As a former recovering people pleaser, I realized that I was putting too much of my self-worth in productivity and how people perceive me, and trying to manipulate the way people see me as a likable and agreeable person. And even for things, for choices and decisions that I made, it was like, what's going to get that nod of approval from people, even if it's not conscious or that they do it, but it was just, that's kind of the way I made decisions, was what would most people approve of. And even things like network marketing, people hate MLMs and pyramid schemes and all that kind of stuff. And I decided to join one, and that feeling, that weight on my shoulders of oh, there are people who don't like these things, so I have to do it in a way to convince them that's I'm not like those other people who do those things. I'm doing it a different way, which I am, but it kind of made me feel like a lesser person for choosing to do something like that, because it's not the norm. And I had to let that go and realize I love what I do. I love being able to help people in the way that I do, and sharing products that work for us and our family. And health and wellness is really important to me. And I think that a lot of health and wellness products are not accessible to the general public because they don't know what they do, or they're very expensive. So being an ambassador for a company that makes products very accessible for people, I'm really proud of that. So anyway, I had to get around that, oh, not everybody is gonna like this, and that's okay. I've actually never ever had a negative comment. Well, I shouldn't say never ever, but to my face, I've never had a negative comment about what I do or the way that I do it. And that is something that I think some people don't realize what they're doing, putting their self-worth in trying to make choices that other people will approve of. And so that is just kind of what I want you to think about today. Your homework for today. Is there things that you are putting your self-worth in, how good of a mom you are because of how many activities you can put your kids in, or how clean your house is? Can you juggle all the things, not drop anything? And is that where you're putting your self-worth? And if you can't keep up to this certain standard that you expect from yourself, you just crumble, you come crashing down and just can't handle it, that is going to put you in burnout very quickly, very fast. So let's assess today, where are we putting our self-worth? Is it in those things that are going to fail? Because we are human. All of us are human. And you know what? That is where your self-worth is, just because you are human and you exist. So I'll leave that thought with you today. Please put in the comments if maybe this was a light bulb moment for you and you didn't realize that this is what you were doing. I'd love to chat more about it, just because that's where I'm at too. And I figure if it helps me, it'll help somebody else. So hope you're having a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.